Quick SCP Foundation update. You know what it stands for? Serve, Contain, Protect. The reason they write that on their site, and they don't really find it a joke, so don't joke about the SCP Foundation. They contain mythical creatures that cannot be released into the public, and these mythical creatures can cause mass destruction if released. Now, a lot of people speculate that the SCP Foundation is hiding a dark secret from society and one day may release their creatures, which I do not hope that happens. And it's a very scary thought that the government's hiding mythical creatures from us, won't explain a damn thing, and then maybe one day in the future probably release them into the wild, which I don't want to see these creatures. Now, this is speculate. This is a theory. The theory would go that if anything in the future, an emergency crisis happen, chaotic event happen, then these SCP creatures would just stand up for their right and fight the planet and take over all the human race. And that would be scary, because if they take over, what is going to happen to us, human race? You know what I mean? The SCP Foundation is hiding mythical creatures from us. They're hiding creatures that are contained, protect, and, they're gonna say these SCP Foundations are serve, contain, protect. That's what they're doing with them. They're putting them in the facility away from the human race, so they don't want any news reporters, whatever, coming to see their facility and look at these creatures. God knows they may have an alien wrapped somewhere, The SCP Foundation is a real foundation, and it shouldn't be joked about. So I don't see what's funny about containing very dangerous and violent creatures and then setting them in the wild. And these aren't animals. These are like mythical creatures that are real, monsters that are real, and they keep them in a facility away from humans because they're so aggressive. Now, one stands out from the others, which is called the sculpture. And apparently you go in that cell when you clean it. You're not to blink at the sculpture or look at the sculpture in a certain way because it will attack you. You don't stare it in the eye. The sculpture, apparently it's a very violent creature. It attacks those who blink at it. You're not to finch or blink at it. If it sees you're one shot staring at it, blinking, or finching, it will attack. This is it. You contain creatures like that, you keep them away from society, then you're gonna, that's why they serve, contain, protect, I guess. But the SCP Foundation won't allow anyone into their facility. They have even put no trespassing signs. I would never go and trespass anyways there because I'm a decent human being. But if you do decide to trespass there, what is stopping you? I mean, you're curious. You want to look. You're like kids. They're curious. They want to look. Like, what's in that facility? It's dangerous. There's creatures that are from mythical beings that were not really born on this earth, but came here as a project maybe, and then the government took them into a facility and named it the SCP Foundation. Now, apparently people have reported certain sightings from the SCP Foundation where neighborhoods somewhere in the States have reported seeing men in black ringing their doorbells, peeking in their windows, taking pictures. That is so creepy. Imagine you're on a walk, you see a man with a black suit, and it's a nice day, honest. It's not even cold out, and you see men in black suits, and they're ringing people's doorbell, peeking in their window, taking pictures. Aren't you going to come out your house and say, what's going on? Why are you here? And they would tell you they're looking for documents on the SCP Foundation creatures. They would actually think you're holding documents from them. Now, apparently, if you do, they will be at your house. Now, I'm not joking. The SCP Foundation is a real foundation. Now, you can search it on Google and there's information on it. I'm telling you, I thought it was all a hoax, like people making up a hoax like that, but it's not. It's something the government doesn't want the prying eyes to know about. Basically, because they're hiding a dark secret, I think. Maybe they're planning to attack people with these creatures. Like, you never know. And they're the government. They have more power than us. I guess if they decide to release them, they will. These governments, facilities, holding mythical, dangerous objects, you never know what they're holding. But that is an interesting topic. Now, if you want to know more about the SCP Foundation, you have to go on their website. But if they find out I'm making this video, because I heard they watch people's video on them, and people have gotten messages like voicemail from claiming that they would shut the channel down, or they would get Google to shut your account down, and threatening to destroy people's channels if they make a video on them. Now, I'm not sure if that's true because I never got a notification saying that. But if the SCP Foundation gets a hold of your channel, be careful because they threaten to shut it down. They say that they're associated with Google and their mythical creatures are very upset and that they're planning an attack or something, and then saying stuff like they're going to shut down people's channel, which is very frightening to me because I put a lot of work to my channel. And if they want to play hardball, they can play hardball, but I'm going to film. I don't care. They can't stop me. This is a public website. Anyone can film. But just be careful what content you put on, that's all. Just make it kid-friendly, maybe. A little bit. SCP, are they kid-friendly? Oh, I don't know. But I went on their website and I looked them up. So there really is a website. It's on Wikipedia. You can search it. SCP Foundation. Go on Google and type SCP Foundation. And if you know how to spell it, that's great. And that will take you to their site. It has a gallery of all the creatures they contain and the list and the names of the creatures they contain. But they're under code names, like code numbers. Kind of like a box or something. They're contained to the public. You don't know what's in them, you know. The SCP Foundation holds mythical creatures that are beyond our control. And a lot of them are violent. Oh yeah, you want to know about... Oh yeah, the sculpture. I remember SCP Foundation has something called the sculpture. And the sculpture is that you go in its cell and you clean it, but you're not to blink at the sculpture, but you have to clean its cell without blinking. And you can't look at the sculpture because it will attack you. But it's about cleaning its cell without blinking. Like, that's like not being allowed to finch. Whatever finching means, but you know. If you go in its cell, you cannot blink at this creature. You cannot look at it straight in the eye and think that it'll be your friend. Because if you blink at the sculpture creature, apparently I heard it attacks people. Now, this is something I saw on one of the videos on YouTube. I cannot give out the name because it's confidential. But SCP Foundation has been around for maybe, oh, 50, 100 years. 100 years the SCP Foundation's still around. Now, they may have hired new workers, but whatever they hired has to go inside the stall of the sculpture, and they can't blink at the sculpture or it attacks. If you blink at the sculpture, it will attack. It's an SCP creature. Seriously. I seen a picture of it. It's kind of ugly. It looks like it has a globe for a head, and it's ugly. Like, I can't explain it. It's ugh. Okay, I have to go.